Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news. Part of I-85 in Henderson is shut down after a tractor-trailer crash. The damage left behind as crews work to get the road reopened.
And boy, it was a soaker yesterday, but it is moving out. It's gone as you head out the door this morning. And warmer weather is on the way. I'll show you when our highs could reach the 70s.
Plus, road restored this morning after months-long closure. Olive Chapel Road in Apex is mostly back open. What it took to get that massive sinkhole repaired. Hi, everyone. It is 4:30 on your Monday morning. Boy, it was certainly nice to get that rain yesterday, right? When I walked in, our security guard, Larry, said, you know, I just had a lazy day. I think we all had a lazy day, Elizabeth, but Monday we're back to work and back to school, and it should be nice weather for that.
Yeah, exactly. We take a look here at our low pressure system moving on out. Behind it, we do have a flow coming out of the north. So highs this afternoon will be very close to normal. The sunshine will gradually reappear. And coming up, we're going to take a look at how much rain we saw and what the drought is looking like. We'll take a look right now at Durham, and you can see some wet conditions out there on the streets and on the sidewalks. But again, the rain is over. Our temperature right now is 46 in the Triangle. It is breezy as our low and front are moving on out. We have a north wind right now at around 9 miles per hour. And our temperatures are basically in the 40s, 45 in South Hill, 46 in Rocky Mount, and 45 in Southern Pines. President's Day planner, of course, I know some people have the day off today. It's going to feel normal. Temperatures will be in the low 50s, and we'll see some gradual clearing. But we do have highs in the 70s later in the week. I'll show you how many days coming up, Renee.
Looking forward to that. Elizabeth, thank you. We have breaking news. Part of I-85 in Henderson is shut down this morning after a tractor-trailer crash. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker near Satterwhite Point Road. Highway Patrol says the 18-wheeler ran off the road early this morning and hit a guardrail. The truck ended up stuck horizontally across the road before catching on fire. Troopers say the fire was quickly put out and there were no injuries. The road is expected to reopen soon. Happening today, Olive Chapel Road in Apex will fully reopen after being shut down for months. WRL's Kelsey Coffey is live in Apex for us this morning. Kelsey, the repairs took a little longer than expected after major flooding left a sinkhole there last summer.
Yes, Renee, this is a day that a lot of folks in Apex have been waiting for. Olive Chapel Road here reopening after 6 months. We'll go ahead and give you a look at some video of what the road looks like now after repairs. You may remember when it looked like this in August after flooding led to a collapsed culvert and a giant sinkhole. The Department of Transportation initially projected the project the road would reopen in November, but there were several delays. WRAL reported on how businesses along Olive Chapel Road were struggling due to the closure. The mayor of Apex posted on social media about how one business had a 56% decline in revenue. The road was set to reopen on Friday, but a water line was struck during final construction work, causing another delay.
We're a little bit disappointed that it didn't happen last week, but hey, things happen, nature, so you just got to roll with it.
So now part of the road reopened over the weekends, but we are expecting for the road to fully reopen later today. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Apex.
Happening today, a Durham woman accused of killing one of her children and trying to kill the other will face a judge. Andrea Faust faces a murder and attempted charge. Officers responded to the home on Chartwell Court Thursday and found 2 children unresponsive. Investigators have not released the ages of either child. Faust is in jail without bond. A woman accused of performing unauthorized orthodontic procedures in Raleigh will be in court today. Ebony McMean is charged with practicing medicine without a license and obtaining money under false pretense. WRAL first reported on this in November after the business suddenly closed in North Raleigh. Several patients say they paid more than $4,000 for services. McMean was arrested Friday and later released on a $3,000 bond. We are learning more about the young couple killed in a Valentine's Day shooting in Moore County. Deputies say Katerina Tovmash and Fort Bragg soldier Matthew Wade were shot inside their home in Vass. Investigators say Tovmash's ex-boyfriend, Caleb Fosna, drove from Ohio and shot the couple before fleeing back north. He was later arrested and remains in custody. Wade's sister says they are all still in shock and remembering the kind of person he was.
Probably the funniest person I've ever known. Like, he loved making people laugh, and he was very good at it.
Deputies say the motive is still under investigation. It's not clear when Fosno will be brought back to North Carolina to face charges. The search for Nancy Guthrie is now entering its third week. Investigators say a glove with DNA was found about 2 miles from her home. It appears similar to one seen in doorbell video the morning the 84-year-old disappeared. Sources say the DNA belongs to an unknown man and will be entered into a national FBI database. In a new video released Sunday, Savannah Guthrie is again urging the person responsible to come forward. WRAL has been following new developments in this case since the beginning. You can find our extensive coverage on the WRAL YouTube page. Just search Nancy Guthrie. Wake County leaders meet today to talk money and priorities. Commissioners will discuss funding for schools, behavioral health, and opioid recovery programs. They'll also consider new bond proposals and budget changes. The meeting starts at 2 this afternoon at the Wake County Justice Center. Some school systems are starting to make up days after recent snow. Most Wake County schools are on a normal schedule today for President's Day. In Orange County, today's teacher workday has been changed to a student workday. Here's a look at what's open and closed today on this President's Day. Federal offices, banks, and post offices are closed. There will be no regular mail delivery. The stock market is also closed. UPS and FedEx are operating, though some services may be limited. Most grocery stores, restaurants, and retail shops are open. UNC Health and Wake Med are lifting their visitor restrictions. Starting today, children 11 and under can visit UNC Health facilities again. Visitors who are sick will still not be allowed to visit patients. Wake Med is lifting visitor restrictions for children of all ages. Both hospital systems had restrictions in place due to a busy flu and virus season. Health officials in Wisconsin are investigating a new measles exposure. An out-of-state traveler who stayed at a Madison hotel tested positive. Officials say others may have been exposed. Symptoms can appear up to 3 weeks later. Health experts are reminding people to stay up to date on their vaccines and to stay home if they feel sick. A bad crash in Cary sent 3 people to the hospital. This happened early Sunday on Trinity Road near Cooper Drive. Police say the driver lost control and crashed into the tree line there. All 3 were trapped and they had to be pulled from the car. One person has life-threatening injuries. The other 2 have serious injuries. The cause of the crash still under investigation. Repairs are finished in Halifax County, and water pressure is starting to improve after more than a week. The county has had water issues since last week. It started when a third-party contractor hit a water line while digging. People went without water for several days, triggering a state of emergency. When water service returned, there was poor water pressure. Halifax County says it repaired a water valve yesterday, and pressure should gradually improve over the next few days. Big moments ahead at the Winter Olympics today. Medal events are on the schedule, including speed skating, ski jumping, bobsled, and pairs figure skating. In women's hockey, Team USA takes on Sweden in the semifinal at 10:40 this morning. And in women's curling, the U.S. takes on Italy this afternoon at 1:05. Here's a quick look at the medal count right now. Norway has taken the lead with 26 medals overall. The home country, Italy, is just behind with 22. The USA and Japan are tied for third place with 17 medals. France and Germany round out the top 5. Lindsey Vonn is out of the hospital after a crash that ended her Olympic comeback. The 2010 gold medalist had surgery in Italy after breaking her tibia early in the race. She says the procedure went well and she is now heading home to the U.S. Vonn says recovery will take time with another surgery planned. Doctors say it could be up to a year before she returns to competition. It is 4:39. DHS funding halt. Lawmakers are in a standoff over immigration enforcement. The impacts to federal workers who must work without pay until they can find a middle ground. And here's a live look at Fenton in Cary this morning. Much needed rain has moved out. The rest of the week will feel like spring. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner shows you what's causing the temperature turnaround and how many days that we will have highs in the 70s.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
4:43, and last night's rain is out of here, and it is still wet in a lot of places. The rain ended shortly ago, but it has moved on out. It's going to be a little breezy, and gradually that wind is going to push the clouds out. But it's a fairly cloudy start for us this morning. 47 in Fayetteville, 45 in Southern Pines, 46 in Raleigh, 46 in Durham, Rocky Mount, Goldsboro, and in Wilson. Exercise forecast, not bad today. Again, we're going to start with some cloud cover. We'll see increasing sunshine, especially after lunchtime, and our high temperatures will be in the low 50s, which is close to normal for this time of year. But if you really want a treat, give it a couple of days. Our highs will climb into the 70s, and I'll show you how many days we could be dry and in the 70s coming up.
Elizabeth, thanks. This morning, crews are working to put out a massive house fire in Virginia after reports of an explosion late Sunday night. Multiple 911 callers reported hearing a loud explosion and seeing flames coming from a home. Local officials say people are being urged to avoid that area. They have not yet released if anyone was hurt. Investigators are working to find out what caused the fire. Right now, funding for the Department of Homeland Security is halted after Congress failed to pass a spending bill late Friday. Lawmakers are unable to agree on immigration enforcement operations. Democrats are demanding change and tougher use of force guidelines. Republicans argue many of those policies are already in place. Federal workers at agencies under Homeland Security now have to work without pay. That includes TSA, FEMA, the Coast Guard, and Immigration and Customs Enforcement. This morning, Wendy's is planning to close hundreds of restaurants across the U.S. The fast food giant says its business is suffering a downturn after a more than 10% drop in sales domestically and globally. Anywhere between 240 and 360 of its U.S. stores are expected to be shut down. Some locations in California, Pennsylvania, and Indiana have already closed. Wendy's has not released a full list of affected stores. Less than 2 months into the new year, measles cases are climbing across the country. Right now in North Carolina, there have been 21 confirmed cases since December of last year. Public health experts continue to stress the importance of vaccines to protect the most vulnerable. Here's Sue Guzman with more.
Public health experts calling for more vaccinations against measles as outbreaks continue to spread across the country.
Fewer and fewer kids are getting all of their childhood vaccines, and that includes the MMR.
According to data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there have been 910 confirmed cases of measles as of February 12th, with 5 new outbreaks this year.
The main difference with this new variant is it does seem to be a little bit more contagious than some other strains.
The respiratory virus is spread via air droplets when someone contagious is coughing, sneezing, or talking. General symptoms may include fever or a runny nose.
It's not until that classic rash starts that we understand it's something more than any other virus.
With the outbreaks threatening the U.S. measles elimination status, public health experts say the best and most efficient way to combat the spread is by getting the MMR shot.
2 doses of this vaccine is 97% effective in preventing measles cases. Plus, it protects the most vulnerable people, which are children under the age of 5.
In South Carolina, where hundreds of cases have been reported and emergency rooms are already full with infants and small children, the health department launched free mobile health clinics for checkups and vaccinations.
I'm glad. I'm very, very glad that they're vaccinated. I don't have to be worried about them getting it no matter where they go.
That was Sue Guzman reporting. The CDC recommends that children receive 2 doses of the MMR vaccine. First between 12 months and 15 months of age. The second at 4 through 6 years old. Now, if you're tired of working out at the gym this winter, going for a run outside could offer a lot of health benefits. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic say running in the cold can improve muscle strength, endurance, and even help you burn more calories. They say the reason is that your body has to work harder to keep you warm.
You get the same aerobic benefit as you would to running in the summer. And I think for some of us, it can really help maybe with some of the mental health, right? Like keeping us well and happy when we don't get as much sunlight or some of that warmth of those summertime days.
Dr. Tomazik says if you have any previous injuries or underlying medical issues, it's important to consult with your physician first.
I tell you, Renee, the days that it's sunny, so many people in my neighborhood are out running, but not so much, on a day like yesterday. It was a tough one.
Oh, I know. How much rain did we end up getting, Elizabeth?
We ended up getting almost an inch officially at the airport at 0.96.
Nice. Okay.
So, as much rain as was falling, I kept thinking it's got to be more than that. It's got to be more than that.
Right, because it was just an all-day rain.
All day, yeah. But we got it, and so that's good, definitely.
It was needed.
Yes, and so you can see it moving out now, and so we'll just kind of roll through satellite and radar. Our wind is coming out of the north today, which is typical behind a cold front, and so temperatures will be near normal for today. This is a live look at Durham, and you can still see some rain there, some wet conditions on the sidewalks and the streets there around the DPAC. 46 is our temperature right now. Our wind is north at 7. It's a little breezy, and will stay breezy on and off during the day today. Temperatures in the Triangle are pretty much right in the mid-40s everywhere. 46 in Durham, 44 in Chapel Hill, 45 in Garner and Knightdale. So pretty uniform heading out the door. And our highs this afternoon will be in the low to mid-50s. It is definitely cloudy now, but those clouds should begin to pull on out, especially once we get into the afternoon. And it stays breezy. Winds will be gusting at about 15 to 20, especially once we get to and past lunchtime. So we're changing things up. High pressure builds in. We are looking at a northerly flow for today, but over the next couple of days, this high pressure system slides eastward, and it will help to bump up those temperatures above normal. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, our temperatures will end up being in the upper 60s to mid 70s, which is the average high temperature for the middle of April. So look at that. By Wednesday, we're at 70, 71 on Thursday, and 72 on Friday. That doesn't get us close to records, but it does get us, fairly well above normal. The other thing, of course, that's happening this time of year is the days are getting longer, just 2 more days. So on Wednesday, not only do we hit 70s, but we'll also see the first 6 o'clock sunset of this year. And it won't be long until we move the clocks to do that spring forward. That's coming up the second Sunday of March. So really just about 3 or 4 weeks from now. It is President's Day, so some people do have the day off. And of course, we're starting off cloudy and a little on the damp side. Tomorrow morning, 34. That'll be the coldest morning that we see until we get closer to the weekend. So nice and mild. We have mild afternoon highs, mild morning lows, and we're looking at the chance of some more showers for Thursday and Friday coming up. We'll walk through that and show you when we'll see it.
Elizabeth, thank you. Latest looks, part 2 of Bridgerton's newest season, and a new documentary looking at heavy metal legends. What's new coming to your screens? Plus, Dazzle Prom, the special event that celebrated people of all abilities. Bridgerton's newest season has set the scene for several love matches, and the fate of Terminator Zero appears to be sealed. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
For beings from opposing worlds, the desire is not the problem, but the world itself.
Season 4 of Bridgerton has set up several new love matches, but will they all endure? And does this latest look at part 2 of the new season provide any clues? All will become clear when the rest of Season 4 premieres February 26th on Netflix.
I believe that humanity still has a fighting chance. I believe that you have the power to change our fate.
The fate of Terminator Zero appears to be sealed. Series creator Mattson Tomlin says Netflix has canceled the animated franchise reboot after 1 season. Tomlin posted on social media, the critical and audience reception to it was tremendous, but at the end of the day, not nearly enough people watched it.
We watched the news every night and we'd see all this conflict going on.
Here's a look at the first clip from The Ballad of Judas Priest. The documentary looks at the enduring influence of the Grammy-winning heavy metal legends. It just premiered at the Berlin International Film Festival. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Hundreds of people came together to celebrate people of all abilities in Nevada. The 3rd annual Dazzle Prom was a night filled with love and friendship. The community event gives adults living with disabilities a night to remember. The city of Las Vegas and local leaders sponsor the event. Attendees get to watch movies, dance. There are even quiet zones for those with sound sensitivity.
I think it's a wonderful event. Adults with disabilities, we feel like we don't get that attention that we desire. A church member had paid for your Uber. They made me feel important, like I mattered.
Looked like the dance floor was pretty popular, though. This year's Dazzle Prom had a sold-out attendance. Organizers are looking for ways to expand the event next year. 4:56 now, ahead at 5. We are monitoring a tractor-trailer crash in Henderson. Part of I-85 is shut down as crews work to clear the damage. The timeline to get that stretch of highway back open. And fake orthodontist. A Raleigh woman is expected to be in court today after being charged for practicing medicine without a license. The fight for accountability after families spent thousands of dollars for her services. And Olive Chapel Road restored. The months-long journey to get a sinkhole repaired in Apex and for cars driving through.